Hey, so wanted to record another video here. It's been about a week or so, maybe almost two. I know it's been two, and I think part of the reason is I've been battling a cold. It's been a pretty rough week with the cold, and it's been something where I'm like, Lord, help me to figure this out. Um, it's interesting. I see all the people get healed, and still like processing and going, Lord, what am I missing here? So that's been quite the adventure. Um, but I want to talk about some really cool things that have happened in regards to prophecy this week, and getting to see the Lord do some cool prophetic things. And so I think I had mentioned previously that I have been practicing prophecy outside of the H2 rooms where we do the healing and all, but to where I'm doing it. I sent out messages to about 20 or 30 people and had about, let's see, I think I'm at like 15 now that I've been able to send messages back to, which has been pretty awesome. And so as I've been doing that, um, I felt like I have been taking some pretty wild risks on them. And when I say risks, um, when we are doing the prophecy in the H2 rooms, we are focusing on encouragement and edification and comfort, and so um, from First Corinthians 14. But there's also areas in prophecy where we focus on words of knowledge and words of wisdom and words of direction and words of telling the future, like future foretelling, like this is coming type thing, not like fortune telling, but telling the future. Like, hey, like be aware of this or something. So I've been really just trying to go, okay, Lord, what do you want to say or do in each of these different circumstances? And so it's been an adventure. And so a lot of the people have messaged me back because I've been doing it mostly through messaging. Most of them have been messaging me back saying, "Wow, yeah, this is spot on." And so I just thank Jesus that He's allowing me to hear His voice and to be able to hear Him and practice these things. A couple of people have responded back to me asking me to clarify a little bit more. So I've tried to clarify on those, which has been also good practice for me to go back and go, okay, Lord, what does this mean? And one person sent to me saying, hey, it might be a good idea to um, put, when you're sharing these things, here's like the revelation of what you felt God showed you or talked to you about, and then here's the interpretation of what that is, and then here's the application. And so that's been a good learning process as well. And I feel like that's helped to clarify the communication piece so that people can grasp it better. Um, and I felt like on a couple of them, I had some missionary friends to India, and I felt like I saw that somebody had died that they had put a lot of ministry into, and I felt like the Lord had showed me in this that this person had died but had gone to heaven. And they actually responded back saying that they had somebody that they put a lot of effort into, and they didn't trust in Jesus when they left, but that they went back to their other country. And so it was a real comfort to them. So that was pretty wild. Um, then just getting to I got to practice a little bit the other night. Or so this is the part that I really kind of excited about that I want to share about in here was I got my first word of knowledge for a name for somebody. I was prophesying with this guy named Johanan or Johannes, and I got a name like Susanna or Susanna, and he said that was his sister, and this is in Indonesia. And I felt like this person was going to be the person of peace for them and their family. So that was really spectacular. I really like started jumping and cheering and going like, "Yeah, this is amazing!" Because it was the first time that happened. um, where it was really kind of clear. So and then just lots of other little pieces of praying or prophesying with people that were just super fun. So it's been a learning and growing experience. A second piece of learning and growing is I felt like most of the time I have been seeing. And so when I say I'm seeing, like the Lord gives me a picture or a vision of what it is, and then I kind of have to go through this interpretation process. But the other night, on Tuesday, I was driving out to this Bible study that community group I'm hanging out with people, and I was like, okay, Lord, what do you want to say to me? What do you want to communicate? What do you want me to ask you? What do you want me to listen to you? I'm here, I'm listening to you. And I was getting like these words, and it was like I was actually having a conversation with the Lord. And in the midst of that, he was like, okay, I want you to give the word to this particular person. And so I was listening to that, writing it down, sent it over, and they responded back saying it was accurate. They're still waiting to respond the rest to me, but because they're like, hey, I want to get back to you on a few of these things. But it was interesting that they didn't go, no, this is totally off. It's totally wrong. It was fascinating. I feel like the Lord is either increasing, changing, or reforming my ability to hear His voice, and instead of just seeing. I want to see, but it's interesting in the hearing process because um, even the other night I was like it was like I'm hearing in the way that I'm doing the prophecy for people. So it's pretty interesting, pretty fascinating. Just a quick note on healing. Trying to hear from the Lord for myself for healing, and I felt like I was hearing from the Lord a number of things on believing His word and standing in His promises. And I've tried to pray for a few people this last week, and uh, it just felt really challenging to pray for people while not feeling well, and and so I don't know if I was waiting for a feeling or I was waiting to see something, or it just felt like there was a bit of a wall in praying for people. So I want to just break that and go through the wall and just continue to see people healed. And another side note is getting to talk to people about peace has been really fun, and I've been seeing it last week. Went to pray for people at the mall, and a guy came with me, and as he came, I got to really just share with him about peace, and it was interesting. Went through the process of putting on Christ and being in the Spirit and imagining and picturing or visualizing or whatever the word you want to use for that, really experiencing that feeling, and then asking Christ to go through it, and um, then he was like, dude, I feel peace. This is a new feeling. So it's fun getting to practice these different things and getting to see the Lord work in people's lives. And I can like go, dude, you don't need me to be here for you for this. Like you can just experience Christ, you and Him. And so it's pretty awesome. It's just been fun. Still learning a lot and growing, and just wanted to give an update, and just really super excited about getting the first real name on this word of knowledge. So be blessed, everyone. See ya. I don't know how to turn this off now. Maybe it's up here. There we go.